Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Happy Halloween, etc., etc., etc. Coming off of a very salty game of Magic the Gathering where I just had everything and I drew lands for 6 turns straight. But that doesn't matter because we're playing blue prints, not blue Magic the Gathering. We are ideally trying to reclaim the throne. I feel like there are probably some steps that I still haven't deduced, but that is the goal for the next few streams, because I'm pretty sure that's how we're going to open the Mount Holly labeled door here. So as I mentioned in the description, at the end of last stream, we were sitting in front of a padlock that that blocked off the 7th red letter. And then I opened it after the stream ended. And so I Alt F4'd and decided to save it for stream. So here we are. We're gonna go open that padlock first, because there is a black print in there that we are going to need. While we are going through this, I need to pull it up. My dad and I went through and figured out what the frickin' there we go, Baron Bafflers. So we started off, my grandma actually had a suggestion that a notice informs you that there is no school today. I misread this puzzle originally because I didn't understand that the small word also meant the same thing as or also answered the riddle in each case. And so, yes, a notice informs you that there is no school today, but also ice informs you there is no school today. On a certain scale, I did kind of cheat for this one. I wanted to see if there was a purpose to the Baron Bafflers. There isn't, but one of the answers was molten. It is, on a certain scale, a very hot thing, and 10 on a certain scale is very hot. And then from there, my dad liked the idea of prayers as something that can affect someone when made with a strong spirit. I didn't, but I also didn't have anything better to replace it with, so prayers was what we went with, and then we kept going. Each letter in the small word will be included in the next word, and so Ray led us to the word notary being something that makes the validity of a statement clear, and the word not also makes the validity of a statement very clear. From there, we revised things, and because the secret clue, the secret clue contains the first letter of each small word. We're like, oh, I wonder what words have NTI in them. So we just need to rotate it once to get over there. And we're like, oh, I don't know what it could be. And then we looked up words. There's a convenient website that does just this for like Wordle. But we looked up and we were like, oh, I mean mantis maybe. And then, well, that would only make sense if the last category is insect, which a group composed of members that have similar characters, a sect, and insects. And then lastly, the other change was we discovered it was martini, because then art made by someone with a particularly strong spirit is powerful. and impactful, and a martini when made by someone with a particularly strong spirit, referring to a kind of alcohol. Yeah, it was kind of fun. And then we need, and then no, over, up, over, up, over. Because we read this. Oh, and then the top one, we had figured it out functionally, and so we knew it was an M here in the top of the last one, and so inmate was what was correct. So I don't know why a mat is kept behind locked doors. But oh, I guess a welcome mat is often kept behind locked doors. Anyway, thought you might be interested. Those were the answers that we got. And so now the fun part is I get to show you the answer I got in opening that gate. I do plan to at least to draft a little bit today. I want to go get more stars if possible, but that's basically the limit. And I also want to see if we can get rerolls so I can see if the cursed idol is back in the shrine still, because that's going to play a huge role in whether we're going to be able to reclaim the throne. Oh, my dad also highlighted that there's a gap down there for some reason. And I was a little like, does it matter? But then I also, there's something quite big in this door. Let us remember the ever-guiding phrase, if we count stall gates, 8 gates open 8 safes, or unlock 8 safes. And so I was fiddling around and I found MA, I guess there's an R here. And I was like, oh, well, what about May 8th? And so then unlocked it. I did read this. I knew what we were looking at as soon as we uncovered the first spire, but it wasn't until the first floor plan was unearthed that most of the crew realized what ruins we were exhuming. The border was the same pitch as the sunless cavern we found it in, a dark trimmed floor plan of ill-fated Orindia. We had found an authentic blackprint. The sooner we seal this site back up, the better for us all. So I'm gonna quickly snap a pic. And the treasure trove, which I'm assuming has the scepter that we need in it. But we look in here and there is the Orindian castle. And so if we are able to get down there, it will likely be either associated with this, elevator thing. Whether we can go down or not has yet to be determined. But whether we need to go there in the first place is, up for debates as well. But yeah. So this black mirror, black thing was referenced in one of the Great Alzara fortunes, the last one. A hollow lit by a sea of 1,000 burning stars. I see a treasure buried beneath cliff rocks. A black mirror a black mirror among the memories of fallen sands. And within the black mirror, I see a figure standing in solid snow. Simon walking in the snow towards Kurt's chest. So, again, it's not a mirror, but it looks like what was in that vision. But the big prize is this letter number 1. May 8th. Set this safe. May 8th, dear Baron Sinclair. To begin, my name is Worth Laud. My father used to work for your father, the Right Honorable Baron Thomas Sinclair, between the years of 1915 and 1918. The former having died last month at the advanced old age of 89, may he sleep in soot and ash. He left behind his widow, 7 children, and 30-odd grandchildren. I write you today, however, not to inform you of these family affairs of little consequence, but to tell you a little bit about my father. He lived his life towering above us in solemn silence, like many members of his and your father's generation. He never spoke of the work he did in the mountains of Reddington, or the famous estate in which he was stationed. He never spoke of the Baron, not once. I tell you this only to relate that he never betrayed the confidence your father placed in him. The secrets he kept for your family he took with him underground. His elderly comrades and colleagues from his old mining outfit proved, however, to be not nearly as discreet and considered with their words. During the wake, fueled by a seemingly endless supply of spirits, these venerable gentlemen embarked on a journey down memory lane, recounting as much of the good old days as they could dredge up. While such reminiscences might typically be dismissed as the fanciful ramblings of age, the volume and specificity of their accounts led a certain credence to their words. Now, me, I am not a presumptive man. I don't presume these stories to be true. I don't presume your house is host to secrets of this magnitude, yet I find myself irresistibly drawn to the idea of sharing these tales, true or not. They seem, after all, stories worthy of being heard. I wonder if my current abundance of idle time fuels this urge. Perhaps I have too much time on my hands. Perhaps, if one were to engage me in some worthwhile and profitable enterprise, my eagerness to pass the time by telling stories would be curbed. I eagerly await a response from your lordship, Mr. Worthlaud. We're not blind to the irony of blackmailing you for a blackmail letter. We're not proud to join the endless procession of those who have knocked on your mailbox handout, particularly so when our methods lack the refined sophistication and class that this author so effortlessly wields. Okay. So I don't know the name Worthlaud. It honestly sounds fake. But it seems like someone else also wanted to blackmail him. I don't know why, but I'm reminded that Darren is a pseudonym. So there's part of me that wonders if perhaps he's related to that. But yeah, good to finally find a seventh letter. The great Alzara said that we would never read the eighth, it having been destroyed. That's 1, 4, normal number 5, letters 6, Roman numerals 7, infinity 8. And maybe I'm missing one, haven't copied one. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway. So yeah. It looks way too far down to try to get access from this room, but that opening does lead into this room, so I don't know. Also, I'm just gonna leave. My dad apparently always had this left elevated, which makes a lot more sense, but you can just go down this tunnel a little bit further. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be necessary to go open room 46. The safe house is over there. From there, looking up to the left, yeah, so the castle's over on that side. which puts it over closer to this than the safe room over there. If we're ever absolutely desperate, we can go down here and get another gem, but I don't think that'll be likely. But yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go draft until we can get a good number of rerolls that don't cost stars, and then go try to get the shrine outside. My moon pendant kept 2 convenient items that don't matter. We'll keep the planetarium early on just because it's a pain in the butt, gives us a reroll and gives us more stars, which is what we want. Showroom early is pretty good. Never gonna hate buying the Emerald bracelet. I run out of gems to draft doors more often than I run out of keys, I think, especially if I can get the kennel while already having the shovel. Hey, buddy. Conservatory police. Can we readjust certain doors? Music room, you can be rare. Kennel, we do like commonplace. Greenhouse, we do like commonplace. Excuse me. Commissary, that's pretty good. Love me some items. The sleeping mask and the running shoes are probably the only ones that matter today, barring, you know, needing the magnifying glass to read things from that letter. It didn't look like there was anything to read explicitly. We are also hoping to freeze our assets since we don't need to pay gem costs. We can do that as soon as we want and have excess gems, because that's a benefit from today that we could get. Truly don't think there's anything we could dig up that would be a benefit. I didn't remember that you get dice in sledgehammer chests, so that's cool. Passageway seems good here. Obviously, we will get stopped by the need of a key card if that comes up, but boudoir is kind of what we want. We're basically just looking for the aquarium and the freezer at this point. You are number 4. Freezer. I think it's a little early though, right? Do the quest bedroom, get some more steps. Nothing, huh? The code checks like keep coming up until we place it, so we're just gonna place it there. Kind of makes me wish I had placed the breaker box, but c'est la vie. It's basically just the aquarium that we're waiting for now. Aquarium, and of course, if we get... Ha! Get more gems. As well. Yep. Because we knew we would be thwarted because it's that kind of day, we can just tell. That's a green room. We're not going to reroll. Could be a corridor. Master bedroom's not bad. Let's do the workshop first, though. Let's not leave ourselves with only one escape. We can make our... No, we don't have the battery pack. Casino... I think we'll do the chapel. Again, give ourselves more doors that are likely to be locked, let's be clear, but I could have taken the breaker box, but so wouldn't necessarily have helped as much as guaranteeing unlock from certain other doors. Go into a green room is probably okay. Greenhouse is pretty good. Either of these are probably okay. We have at least... Okay, we also... No, we should be able to open those, so we don't need to go over here. I think the greenhouse is preferable. I don't think this is the best ground. Picking up the key is good. Coin's good. Turnip, great. Drawing room's pretty good here. 3 rerolls too. Most likely to be locked, but we have a couple of keys. The treasure trove, it does get added the day. Okay, that's sure. We have the code check. Okay, so there's a globe. The green memos you find in this room will always be true. Well, it only matters if this is, you know, Hartley's room. But what that does heavily imply is that there are more memos to be found. And like, okay. We can see box-like object. No scepter, obviously. Okay, so we've only seen these cannons also in the master bedroom. The only other place I've ever seen them. these candelabras, the three-pronged ones, I'm pretty sure I only have seen in the secret, or in the drawing room. Because they're the ones that you pull to open the safe. And like these vases are also pretty similar decor. Harp only ever in the music room, besides here. The vault obviously has a bunch of other treasure, but this being a blackprint makes it unique. This box is like the trunks in under the reservoir. The master bedroom also has the note that wasn't finished in the typewriter. This box has 2 gems on it. Can't see from this angle if it has a third. Doesn't look like it. This box also has what looks like just 2 gems on it. So no sequence there. My fear, my deep-seated fear, is that we're going to need to draft this room hundreds of times before it yields its secrets. Which makes me want to try to find the Hall of Mirrors and try to duplicate it. Attic's pretty good. Hopefully we'll have some more keys. Battery pack. Power hammer if we need. Secret garden keys, fine. So yeah, this woman. She looks like the Baroness Arave, more so than Lady Ashin. So she looks more like Sinclair family than Epson family. And she's the one who has the moon neck. Looks like something smudged on her hand. And she's wearing the emerald bracelet too. And that definitely is Baron Sinclair. The beard or the mustache is unmistakable. Yeah. Anyway. There's gotta be something in here. Some trick. Especially because you can walk through so much of this stuff. I mean, I could go back and make the music room less rare. Just on the off chance that the similar items in similar places matter. It would be absolutely insane if you were to somehow need to arrange the rooms in such a way that all the chess pieces are placed properly, where you have all the white pieces at the bottom and all the black pieces that you need at the top. That would be crazy. I probably would just give up at that point, if I'm being perfectly honest. Okay, at this point, we're basically just looking for the freezer, because it's a lot of gems. Gymnasium's probably fine. Yeah, I love how the game completely ignores the security level that I set the house to every single time. Absolutely adore that. So that's the end of the day that, barring, I guess the vault sometimes has the key card. Not today. Just blind, don't mind me. Okay. Okay, let's go re-roll and see if the shrine has what we're looking for. We also, I've looked it up. I know it doesn't do anything. I know there's nothing more for it to do, but I am desperate to know if Power Hammer is useful in the Treasure Trove while we have it drafted. Just, you know, going through, clicking on things again. Okay. So, let's go to the shrine. Then end our day in the planetarium. And then, basically, it seems like we just have to start drafting the treasure trove a lot. Sucks that that is the only lead we got for this, but I don't have a moon pendant, so don't care. That was easy. Okay. So we will need to have the sledgehammer every time, which is good to know. Cheeky thing we could do. We could get the blessing of the monk and then just sit in the shrine and have the shrine guaranteed to be here tomorrow. I think we're just gonna keep trying to find what numbers go to what. Shep is both 7 and 8. It's very interesting. Okay. Okay. Call it a day. Yeah, just stray thoughts that probably don't matter too much. Gift shop. I mean, it's a good room. Since we don't need the outer room, like ever, it's always just gravy. I figure we'll probably just wait until the end to draft it every day. In case we need the shrine, in case we need access to the cursed idol to hopefully reclaim the throne. Commissary is always good early. And having a sledgehammer, always a good. I don't know if I wanted the compass, actually. Been burned a lot by the compass. 100 stars, here we go. What do we get? Yeah. Add a word to the spiral of stars, you say? So does it ever end? Okay. That's comforting that there is something at 100, but disappointing to say the least. We'll take the code check. We'll just place it early. This is a very terrible spot to have it, but I mean, we'll see. Yeah, let's go up. Security. Always a comfort to have turned off the power. Don't need experiments, to my knowledge. We're out of gems. We're gonna need something eventually. We also don't have any keys yet. It's a pretty good spot for the aquarium. We've already turned off the lights, so the gymnasium's pretty free. Kennel, that'll help. Who's a good boy? I think that the dogs in this kennel all know that they are all good boys. And I truly hope that whoever's in charge of feeding them every day does their job well. Dining room, probably fine. Again, we're basically just speeding, trying to get specific rooms. And getting rerolls so that at later ranks we can consistently try to get the treasure trove. We'll take a magnifying glass. Why not? I think I'm going to take the lunchbox today. What a gut instinct. Greenhouse would be good if it was a little bit higher. Solve another stupid math puzzle. And let me guess, we're gonna get the key card, because 15 minus 11 is 4 times 3 is 12. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 and 3 is 10. Minus 7 divided by 1 is 3. It was remarkably easy and chill. Pretty bad. Let's do the bedroom. Keep going up. Again, we did solve these, my dad and I. Inmates are kept behind locked doors. Martinis made with a strong spirit. Notary makes the validity of a statement clear. Molten, a notice informs you that there's no school today. And insect are two groups composed of members that have similar characteristics. And then mantis is the secret word that doesn't seem to mean anything. There might be cool things in this room, maybe, but you know, I wouldn't know. Chapel's probably fine, not hurting for steps yet. No dig spot, always a shame. I so want to draft this, but lack a second gem. There's our second gem. Hopefully. I mean, there's always the chance that I goof it again. Gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. The blue box is true. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter B. All of these boxes contain the letter B. This does not contain the letter U. So since they all contain B, this probably has to be true. And this is probably true. This is probably false, so probably in here. Hey. I don't know if I want to waste the gem. Lock-in closet might replace it. We could just get the planetarium for more stars. And we'll do that. So yeah, we're looking for the conservatory because we always want to be able to adjust the rarity of floor plans, because there are some that we would like to banish to the depths of the mansion and some that we would like to get more frequently. If we can make the treasure trove common, that would be neat. Note, all the way up to this rank, not a single door, single security door with the setting to high. Previous door, or previous draft, we did get all the way up, but we already had 2 security doors when we found the third one that ended our run on low security. Because, again, Herbert S. Sinclair absolutely hates his grandnephew, me. Study is tempting. Kitchen is tempting because it goes over. Let's get the study. Take an apple. Just make sure this one does say 2. Did I? No, I did read this. Yeah, I did read this because this had the red print, the closed exhibit. Because that blue pin print pattern is not the same as on every other one. It's similar. Meters. 2 chairs facing each other. That's not, by my memory, that's not on any, there's no room that has 2 armchairs in front of each other. The drafting studio or drawing room is the closest because it also has like a table and fire mantle. That's not how you would mark it on a blueprint. So let me, I don't have this pictured in my list. I'm just going to take quick pictures. This is a letter to M as well, so it's probably to Marion. Rick, come on. And maybe this floor plan has significance that I should keep in mind. Okay. Then the frickin' the 1 coin that often shows up in here with the metal detector. What do we got? Courtyard's got a good angle. Don't want to go all the way back to the utility closet by any means. Nice. That's helpful, though my lockpicking skills are pretty weak. That might be one reason to run experiments to try to improve my lockpicking skills, but I feel like that's a small enough benefit that I don't think it's worth worrying about. Spending a number of resources here, but I think the 2 trunks are worth it. Because, you know, getting 1 more gem and 1 more key will be helpful. Yeah, the coin's up on that ledge. Let's go down first. Jeez, they really hate me. Sauna. Because it also sometimes has a gem. This replaces itself. This keeps going up. I think we're gonna go for the veranda. Because again, likely to have a gem and unlockable. We love ourselves a turnip. Trophy room. Yeah, let's turn a profit, shall we? We'll leave that open in case we need to just send it over. Grab this. So the casino can go up, and that's fine. There's a bunch of coins that we probably won't need. Don't have a broken lever, probably doesn't matter. We're almost to the point of re-rolling for the vault, or not for the vault, for the Trove. Obviously, if I weren't a moron, I would increase the likelihood of blackprint today. Clearly, that's what I would do if I wasn't absolutely stupid. We'll take this just on the off chance that it's the conservatory. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Okay. Nice. Okay, so this is a different trunk, which is huge. Green memos and white boxes are always lies. Okay, so for people who weren't here before, the white trunk that we had last time said that green memos in this room will always be true. And so that's a lie. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll always be false, but it means that they won't always be true, because this is a blue memo that says so. So, green memos in white boxes are always lies. Let's, add a new room. Scroll all the way to page 302 of my blueprints notes document. Okay, cool. So we do just need to draft this room a lot. And then eventually figure out some message that it's trying to convey. So that's good. Cool. So then what we're looking for is, we already got the observatory and the planetarium. So basically we're just trying to freeze our assets and eventually buy the blue tents that might be relevant at some point. We could rotate, that'd be fine. We don't need to save our resources anymore because we already got the treasure trove. Obviously this spends all of our gems, but it gets us where we want to go. I think then we'll pass. We don't have any, we didn't draft the foyer today, so we will take the maid's chamber and cry about it. We don't have the frickin', okay, fine, whatever. We don't have the scepter, so it doesn't necessarily matter yet that we have this room. But we do have the code check, and we do have the means to go get the first idol. Gives us another key. Probably gives us the gems. We'll just take this. Sure. Statistically, we should be able to lockpick some of these. Cool. Cool. The useless ones, you say. I guess, okay, this one does lead us forward, and that's fine. Then we'll just take the freezer. Just call it a day here. Yeah. Let's trek back to the planetarium. And call it a day. No reason not to have a nice succulent stuffed wild quail. And again, I would like to point out just how few security doors we encountered when we set security levels to high. Nothing has indicated that that should be a a false thing. Nothing has indicated that it's incorrect, that security terminal is lying, and it's been consistent in the past. But, oh goodness gracious. $120. It's been a while, as they say. Still wondering if these birds will ever be knocked over, like the Great Alzara prophecy suggested that they would. Dark room, I hate you. Utility closet, probably. Let's go conference room. I mean, that's basically what we want. Okay, I'm glad that Path of Stars is the only thing that we see. I don't think there's any reason not to have blackprints just be our summon when we are desperately looking for the throne room every day. A bad angle for it. I'd rather just have the boudoir, I think. Yep. I mean, that's a pretty convenient coat check, but does run the risk of closing ourselves off for the rest of the day. Dining room helps alleviate that. We have the sauna, so we don't need to pick up the breaker box is fine here. Yeah, we can go a lot more quickly with our goals very clearly set. So it matters, the doors are what matter. The doors and the resources we spend matter significantly more than the functions of the rooms with our current... see, I knew that was going to happen. We all knew that was going to happen. I don't want to spend 5 gems this early without a meaningful way to replace them, so we'll probably just keep saying hello to the throne room. That's okay. Probably should have taken the Nook, because I still don't have keys. And I don't have the shovel. There's a lot that I don't have. Kennel's a good start. Half of why we want the shovel. Treasure Trove. Hard to pass up. Don't have a key for the chest, though. Do we think it's worth taking a picture of the chest, too? The previous one was a blue with a moon. Worth considering. Honestly, that's the 2 rooms that we want every day, plus we have a planetarium, so we could just call it here. We could just end drafting here. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. Okay. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, but worth considering for sure. Okay, picture taken. Again, if the true treasure of the trove is not in the house, then that lends the theory that the information presented in the trove is somehow relevant to something outside the house. The cannons are both pointing towards this door. I mean, Okay. One thing we can try is once our blessing of the chef runs out, we get the blessing of the monk, and we use the blessing of the monk in the treasure trove and draft it out in the outer room. Because that would be a way for it not to be in the house. I think we'll try that when we next get the chance. We might as well keep going for the time being, because there might be things we encounter that are worth clocking, but we are, again, speed running, as it were. Sure. So not all the statues are the same. Some are right-handed, some are left-handed. It is meant to provide balance, I guess. Oh no. Yeah, you're right-handed, 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 left-handed. So you are the one odd one out. Everyone else, if I'm not being an idiot, which I hope I'm not, everyone else is holding their sword in their right hand. I hate statues, or I hate suits of armor, because so many things have things hiding in suits of armor, video games or the like. Again, I've been playing Resident Evil 4 Remake, and those suits of armor are pretty awful too. Yeah. So I just walking this game. It's not even like this is a scary game, TM, quote unquote. It's just the vibe, right? The vibe. There's the music that is constantly like looming in the background and creating an atmosphere of like not even tension, but like suspense. And so just walking up to a suit of armor with this music playing is stressful. All of these would be nice if I had more stuff. The bedroom is the only one that lets us go further. It's an apple, babe. That's locked. Cool. So let's go to the planetarium. So our blessing ends tomorrow. So we will go see if we can get the shrine and get the blessing of the monk. And we're just gonna go wish in the well. 275 coins, still not enough to buy blue tents. Yeah. Blackprint, baby. We could just do the planetarium, get it out of the way here, but be a little more conservative than that. You know, rumor has it that the key card can show up here, but I would be the last to know if that were actually true. I have drafted the key or gotten the key card here, but just complaining because of how often I need it and don't have it. Nook. Chapel. Let's go Nook. Storeroom. No guarantees of getting a shovel, so might as well. But a perfectly vertical room is pretty nice. Wouldn't you know it? That's pretty handy that it can show up this early. Okay. It's a white box, so it's a green memo. Box. Handwritten. The previous box in this room contained a true statement. Well, okay. It was a green memo, so we weren't sure. But that, since, you know, handwritten red memos are true. Okay, so the true treasure is not in the house. I like the theory, the possibility of putting the treasure trove out there, so we're gonna go get a couple more rerolls if possible. Before we go out there. And again, trying to get the observatory as well. And the conservatory. Both rooms would be nice to have. Game 1, we figured that would be the next word. Also, my dad made a number of comments of does it ever end, because the, again, note where you see this spiral of stars says does it never end. But I'm assuming that there is this much room because there are 100 pieces of text worth, one for each star in the spiral. And so we will be here for literal years. And I say literal years in context of the game. Apple. We're basically looking for the planetarium and any other dice. We got the boudoir. The planetarium has a die in it that I should go grab. Millennial Unreal Jaren, just a reminder, please be very cautious with your comments. I had to put you in timeout before, but going to try to put the, it's the only way it continues, use the Blessing of the Monk to put the treasure trove in the shrine area, the outer room. To see if that does anything, to see if that, what's the word? Satisfies the condition of the true treasure of the trove is not inside the house. We'll stop this dead end from showing up, though we should have put the bunk rooms because we have 2 hallways. Boiler room, sure, multiple doors. And we can turn this back to how it's supposed to orient, so that we don't have to dance around the power sources. Parlor, let's get us some more gems. Gems are in a box with a statement, blank. Gems are in the black box. I mean, this could, if these are both true, then they're just in the black box, and that's false. But these also could both be false, and therefore this, so that's just aggravating. We'll do this. Yeah, see? See, how are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to know? Yeah, I don't know. When there are two possible true things or two possible win conditions, as it were, it's aggravating. Because it's just arbitrary which one is true. Sure, I haven't been to the wine cellar in a bit. So I didn't have a picture of this crest. I just wrote down the numbers and a description of it. So I have a picture of it now to compare against room 46 things. Can't do the throne room. Let's take the corridor. Sure. Still have a shovel. Pool hall is probably the best bet, better than another tunnel. Four minus 8 squared is positive 16. 20 swapped to 2 squared is 4. 4 or negative 4 plus 15 is 11 rounded. Plus 6, except you get rid of that, so it should just be 10. Yeah. Seems a good place to use the silver key. None of these are good options. I appreciate the consideration. It's always nice to have people sharing their thoughts, but it's risky when the game has so much that is meant to be mysterious. We don't have to. Bunk room sometimes has. And especially since there's no way for you to know everything that I know what I know in a context. So it's possible to know, unless you've literally watched every stream, everything that I know. And so it's best to be ambiguous with what you say. We're running the risk of running out of steps, given how long this detour is. And for what? For Hecuba? So maybe if we get the... See, that's... I guess that's for what? If we get the study, we'll just draft that and have 2 extra rerolls. Sure. Nice. Appreciate the steps, for sure. So we have the dove coat. That's a safe pick. And often has a gem, but not always. And cool. Cool. So let's... Good to have the fruit, I guess. Let's go draft the outer room. Hopefully it's the shrine. Pay for the blessing of the monk. And then put the treasure trove out there. Over here. We can also have dinner, which will give us more than enough steps. The alternative strategy, we could try to put the observatory or the the observatory in the outer room, just as a way to guarantee that we can keep getting stars more consistently. But I think it's probably better just to do the Treasure Trove. Shrine. And we did verify, I do have the sledgehammer. We can get the shrine or the cursed totem whenever we want. We just also need to make sure we have the sledgehammer to open it. So Blessing of the Monk is 13. And it was just right here. So we are going to need a key to make it worth it to go out there as early as we want to. But as long as we can get the Nook first, we start out with a gem to draft it. So Nook or the storeroom will let us fulfill our treasure trove wishes. And we can go out and end the day in there again. Because I think the observatory is going to be more common than the... Though we've gotten consistently lucky with it, just having blackprint be the search object. So with the remainder of the Blessing of the Monk, I guess we could have the observatory out there. See that? You see that? That is what I'm talking about. And you know, that chest is covered in the sigil of Arindia. And where might we have a key? Where might we have a key that would be the key of Ares? Now, this complicates things a little bit, because if that trunk doesn't show up consistently, we'll have to give up the Red Prince crown, the paper crown, in the coat check. So I guess that's something we can test going forward, because we have, when it lets me open my map, we have 2 days of the Blessing of the Monk, so we'll be able to test by finding the trove tomorrow. Whether we'll be able to get the scepter, because I'm assuming that's what's in there, is the scepter. Whether we'll be able to get the scepter on a day or while the trove is inside the house. 106. 6. No, is it 106? CIX. No, it's 109. 109. Add 6. To east. Because I think you only push the button at the end. $109. Add 6. Rotate backwards to east. Is that not it? Six. Okay, so I need to point it towards the word east. The word east, not the time associated with east. That is the problem. Okay. There we go. Cool. Get ourselves that key. Head back. Take a drink while the elevator is elevating. What a shock. Yeah. Royal Scepter. When you pick up Royal Scepter, choose a color. Floor plans to choose a color are more common today. If you call it a day in a room matching the chosen color, the Royal Scepter will not be lost. That is excellent. Okay. So, to that end, we just need to keep the scepter for today. I think it might be productive to say black, because we will then want black prints to be more common. And a heron. Yeah, that is what I'm thinking, Millennial Unreal, Jaren. I'm just trying to think, because yeah, it's unclear whether this will interact with or overwrite the I think we're going to play it safe. I think we'll do blue. No, because if it's actually changing color, but you see how it changed to the logo here, that same door logo, so I think we are going to pick blue. Let's go walk down the tunnel, shall we? Let's pick blue and walk down the tunnel. Who needs extra steps, right? Because again, blue isn't associated with any current nation in the geography of the planet. So it would make sense that Mount Holly, blue, is maybe not an independent nation, but is independent ideologically. and that's why the blueprint's crown was fitted with sapphires instead of any other color of jet. Ooh, it hurts to be this stupid. Of all the doors not to open every time. I guess it makes the most sense that the microchips would reset to a location, you know? And it makes sense because the microchips reset to a location that that door is going to close every day. Aggravating nonetheless, but reasonable. The Treasure Trove also does seem like a pretty good way to get the money to buy the blue tents, though, again, at this point, does it even matter? Given how much we've found. There is obviously the chance that we need the blueprint's crown as well as the scepter on blue to open this door, but I think it's worth checking at the very least. Yeah. Hopefully it lets us reset the scepter every day, because again, I think we're going to need it to be on black to reclaim the throne. But I guess let's see if we can get to room 46 today, grab the crown, and then see if that makes a difference, having both crown and scepter that are blue. I'm gonna put the banner of the king on purple because we're gonna need the extra steps to make it through the house, and a lot of blue rooms are dead ends, so it's gonna be tough to get to room 46 under the current circumstances. Might have been reasonable to put it on orange because there are a lot of good hallways, but steps, you know, we will have wasted 30 steps for sure by the time we get the sanctum door open. It is a little strange that it has a barred gateway that was already open. I don't remember needing to open it at all when originally finding this room. Okay, so that means we're going to need the greenhouse would work, the foyer would work. Secret garden is obviously the easiest solution. Weight room. It's going to hurt. But also could do it. Okay. don't know if we want the den this early. I think putting as many dead ends in places that we can is going to be good early. And hallway, closet, perfect to put it here. Gives us more items. And a key card, holy cow. One reroll and one gem, both good. We want the nursery before we get the boudoir, if possible. Like, well, drawing room lets us redraw, so I think we want to keep that a little later. Aquarium pointing that way, I think, is probably good. There's a key, not bad. We're trying to go up. We don't necessarily care about going back down, I don't think. So it sucks to spend our gem here. But I think we're going to take the classroom. Yeah. Again, gotta clear the dead end rooms as much as possible while we still have other avenues. Big waste of steps. We have a free redraw because it's a classroom. Ballroom would have been great. Jeez. We'll do the drawing room. No. Do we need the keys here, or do we want to save the keys for later? Do we want to redraw? Let's do the nook. This is a good spot for the den. I don't think we have enough steps to risk going down here until we need to. So I think we're just gonna try to I and C. Yeah, those are both normal doors. Let's go up first. Trophy room would also be great. Parlor. Give us the gems, please. Please be easy. Blue box is true. This box is empty. You are in the parlor. That's very easy. That's true. That's true. This is false. That's very fun, though. Walk-in closet is tempting here. But I think we're going to do utility box. Because we're going to run it. We have the key card, so I guess it doesn't matter as much. But yeah, I actually genuinely did not remember that we have the key card already. Because I almost never get the key card. Mechanarium. Normally that costs gems, does it not? We only have the one, two. We have two, so that's 2 doors, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I mean, could be worse. I thought. I always forget that it counts itself as the first door. Yeah, we definitely put the trophy room here. think we want to save the dining room. The music room gives us keys, which is good. And here's the harp again. But I think we figured out the secret of the trove, or the treasure trove, pretty cleanly. This is bad. This is very bad. Because that ends the run and we won't be able to get to the... So we have to redraw and get something better. Office is probably fine. If we can get the rotunda up above. If we can get the rotunda in this slot, I mean, that puts us in a much better position. Dining room is probably as good because it gives us steps and we're going to need those. But let's rotate it like that. Have lunch. This always just reminds me of Minecraft music. I guess big brain, we could have gotten the secret garden here if we had turned it that way. Boiler room is probably worth saving, so I think we'll do workshop. We have the meal. Don't have anything to combine. The pool would be nice here. Maid's chamber connects, so that would mean if we can get the secret garden, we can get to room 46. I think that's worth committing to it. We won't go in. Showroom. We'll save that till for on our way out in case we do need the weight room. The pool turned poorly, but it continues the day. We don't have the sledgehammer. We really hope this door is locked. We really hope this door is locked. Yes. Oh, and we have the conference room too that gives us all the steps in the world. Ooh. And we don't even have to sit here for the frickin' cutscene. Oh, it's just Christmas. Sure. I want to keep this one key on the off chance that if we in some magical Christmas world get past the blue holly door, I want to keep the key in case there is another locked door that just requires a simple key. The key of Ares was not consumed, mind you. It's not consumed by opening the scepter chest. Thank you. So, quick comparison. Pull it up so you guys can see as well. It looks like the same room, except it has a table now. And so the print on the left could be the conference room, except the conference room doesn't have a couch. It could be the dining room, also doesn't have a couch. The den has multiple couches, but doesn't have what look like chairs in the center. The top room looks pretty much the same, though on the left print it has what looks like a furnace, a stove top. So just interesting. I don't know if this is gonna matter. I don't know if this comparison matters, but The two little boxes down here are the same, and these two at the top are the same. With what looks like a table here being different, whatever this box is being different, and then these two chairs, instead of having the yeah, I like the music too. It's very good. Yeah, just something else to think about is whether the blueprint we found in one of the red letter safes being relevant. We're just gonna grab this. We were burned before when we didn't have it. Have all the keys. It would be embarrassing if we needed the secret garden key to open the next tier. Oh no. I can't just click through that. I do have to eat it. Okay. I'm honestly shocked that we managed to get to room 46 today. Ooh, the number of times I've taken blue rooms and just been dead-ended. Truly a hashtag blessed day. Yeah. We will have ourselves a healthy little snack. Though I guess I don't know if eating that much raw fruit sugar is actually healthy. Here are two chairs. Again, there's no guarantee that this is going to open the door. I just really hope it does. If it doesn't, then we probably go spend the key trying to get the observatory. Because I think we already have the planetarium. No, we try to get one of the two. Oh. Yeah. That is a bummer, but we will just have to see. So, things that we only have time for one more day, I think. Things that we want to test. Obviously, we'll keep the scepter if we end in a blue room, and we're going to do that first to see if it lets us redraw the color of the scepter. But other things to test, if we could draft the treasure trove inside the house, will it have that same trunk available, even if it won't necessarily have the scepter inside of it? Freezer is tempting, honestly. It's very tempting, but probably fundamentally useless. Especially when we say hi to the dogs. Locker room. Sure. Commissary is probably the best bet. We still have the secret garden we can draft up from. This will probably sell us stuff we can use. Or not. Sledgehammer lets us open the trunks in the pool, which could give us more resources. We'll do the walk-in closet, because that might give us more gems. And more steps. Okay. Worth backing into the... Oh, it's not a... Never mind, it's not worth backing in there. I'm an idiot, because it's not a purple room. I'm sorry, you barked at me and I ignored you. This will give us more steps. No trunk in here. Kind of wish there was. We can dig up these spots at the very least. Oh, and the secret garden likely has dig spots, so hopefully we'll be able to unlock those doors. Or unlock that door just with the dig spot. Bunch of keys. And 2 rerolls, which 10 out of 10. No, looks like there isn't a dig spot here. Crazy. I think ballroom is worth keeping here. Simply for the replacement of gems and the continuation of drafting. He's getting the conservatory. There you go. Observatory is fine. Okay. So we'll call it a day here. And then the goal tomorrow is just to draft the treasure trove, see what's in it, and see what the rules of the I don't know if the piano is playing itself. Some of the keys do look like they're being depressed, and as you move, I can see how that looks. But I don't know. I've not been able to interact with any of the keys, to my knowledge. Anyway. Yeah, call it a day here. And then, if we can, we want to see if we can draft the throne room today. Because it's possible just having all of these pieces will be enough, regardless of whether the scepter is black or not. If the scepter doesn't let us repick, I'm probably going to change it to black. I'm going to lose it and change it to black. So it stays blue. Okay. So let's get the treasure trove. And we'll probably end the day in the treasure trove to try to make sure that we can pick up the scepter next time. We need the key. And again, let's set that to black. We have the gems. We have the gems for the words for the throne room. Boudoir, the rerolls will be good. Dining room is hard to pass up in a spot like this. Closet. Garage is tempting. Close off this side. We never need to come. Well, if we get the dark room, we might want to come back, but we'll do it. Just get extra keys. Sometimes there's extra stuff in here, but not often. It's a dig spot. I guess one reason to do experiments is to see if we can get dig spots on the front side. Because we still don't know if that has any explicit benefit or not. Wow. Okay, moment of truth. So we do need to have the treasure trove out in the... This is a white trunk. White box. Oh wait, it's the same trunk as yesterday. Two realms have the same color banner. It's not necessarily true. So it's the same box as yesterday, but has a different memo. And white boxes, or red memos, sorry, green memos in white boxes are always full. So two realms don't have the same color banner for sure. Okay. That's basically everything we wanted to do. We can go out and draft the... Yeah, I mean, okay. We're pushing it. We're pushing it. We'll stream a little longer. But let's go draft the observatory, just get another Path of Stars thing. Also see if the observatory has any special mechanic when drafted out here. End the day in the treasure room. Treasure Trove. Get the scepter again on black. And see if we can do the... gain one key and... Okay. Don't see anything else special here. The globe that we can spin. But, okay. I'm tempted to try to find the freezer real quick. Use our rerolls to try to find the freezer just to keep the gems. I don't think we're going to. We'll draft like 2 rooms and see if it'll give it to us, but yeah. I guess the showroom, because if it sells the emerald bracelet and the moon pendant, that's worth. Except we might have cursed ourselves, because if it keeps the royal scepter, then we're boned. That's, ooh, 1 in 3 chance of being absolutely screwed. Well, one last shot, and then we'll just end the day here. Cross our fingers. Emerald bracelet and moon pendant would be perfect, because then we can almost guarantee getting the throne room. And that's the end of the Blessing of the Monk. Ooh, feels good. Okay, so we will banner the king to black. Okay, so that means we need the coat check. We can't get the shrine today. So I guess we can't try to ascend to the throne specifically today. But we'll do everything in our power to set it up for tomorrow. I'm going down this way to get the key to open the trunk to get the scepter. Because we can always just stay in the treasure trove to keep the scepter. And then next day, I mean, okay, if we want to really try hard it, we can just get the scepter on black, end the day in the treasure trove, and then still go try to reclaim the throne today. There's the chance the key of Ares would be saved instead of either the moon pendant or the emerald bracelet, which would kind of suck, given that it can just be picked up back here whenever we want. Nope, does need to go back. 109, 115, back to east. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just do that. There's always the chance we find the showroom again, and it has the emerald bracelet, which again makes it easy to draft the throne room. So it's not a tragedy if we lose the emerald bracelet or the moon pendant. And I mean, on some level, it feels good to waste numerical days. Like, I was so stressed about it earlier on in playing. So we can just give a big middle finger to Mount Holly today. I wonder what it says if you don't draft any room beyond the entry hall in the outer room. I mean, I wonder what it says if you don't draft anything. That would be a fun test, but we have no need to test that specifically yet. Treasure Trove. Oh, that's bad. Okay, okay. So we don't need the key. And it's possible that the scepter will just be found there from now on. We didn't check that. We couldn't have checked that because we had it in our inventory. But, yeah, just call it a day here. Keep the scepter in our inventory on the off chance. Abandoned project. Ooh, saws about it. Okay, this time for real. So we need to get rerolls so we can get the shrine outside. We need the coat check for the paper crown, and we need the throne room proper. And then, honestly, if we get all of those things somehow, magically, if we get all of those things... Okay, so it didn't keep the bracelet. So we also want to get the showroom if possible. If we magically keep all of those things, we will wait in the throne room till the sacred hour. And I will do my best to vamp and be entertaining. No promises. I can't promise that that I'll be entertaining, but we'll at least let it run till then. Because there's a chance that the sacred hour is when you need to be in the throne room to reclaim the throne. There's all sorts of things that we don't know. We don't know if this will work in the first place, but we're going to do our darndest to try. We're gonna get as many gems as we can. Storeroom is probably better here because the key. I kind of don't want to use the Banner of the King yet, but I think that's just foolishness, and it might be important that we use the Banner of the King. Treasure Trove. We could just put the coat check here. I think it's better to put the coat check here. And we're gonna take the gamble, and we're gonna retrieve it first. Let's do dining room. Not gonna grab it. I'm tempted by the nursery. It often replaces itself. I think we're just gonna do the bedroom. That's also tempting. We don't have a sledgehammer. Chapel. Commissary. I'm going to take the commissary because it's often that it sells gems. Not often enough, but it sells a sledgehammer, and that's almost as good. I'm not going to buy the magnifying glass. And I'm tempted to go back and open the trunk in the bedroom. Nook gives us more keys. don't want to, because we still have the parlor. Okay, I hate to do this, but I desperately need to go use the bathroom, so I will be back in as short a time as I can. Who likes to loom outside of my bedroom when she is hungry, which she's likely very hungry because it is past time to feed her, but okay, let's do the veranda because it likely will have, if not a gem, it will make other green rooms have more gems. I want the observatory, but I think we'll take the parlor. This box is black, that's true. The gems are in a true box. This box is blue. That means it's most likely that this is false and that they're in here. Thank goodness. We have the gems, so let's draft the treasure trove. I'm curious. Boxes marked with moons always contain false statements. So that's a false statement because it would be paradoxical if it was true. I don't know if it's meaningful to keep these things at this point, but figure might as well. Can't hurt. Showroom. I think it's worth spending the 2 gems on the off chance that the moon, yep, emerald bracelet. You can almost buy the master key. So might be worth saving a few coins for that. To the office. We do have a conference room. So we can spread gold. Oh, I thought it was a silver spoon. Never mind. That nixes that plan. Okay. So we have 2 rerolls. If we get the, well, because we, yeah, words are hard. I'm bad at finishing sentences today, so I apologize in advance for that. If that causes people distress. I mean, there you go. Couldn't have scripted it better myself. So yeah, let's buy the master key. Now it's just, we need to make sure that we get the freaking breaker box and security, and that we don't run out of steps. So I think let's keep drafting up here. Study could be good, but this cuts off a lot unless we manage to exactly get up through here. So I'm tempted to redraw. We've already placed the chapel. That's the only red room I want on a daily basis. So let's just put the rumpus room. Gives us more coins if that matters. Alzara still doesn't have anything to say, but I bet he will show up somewhere else in the house. Vestibule's perfect here. It takes a lot less time than the rotunda, I'll tell you that for free. Unless you're me and you can't aim worth crap. So there's the throne room. That's a pretty good spot for it. We don't have the talisman, obviously. So no reason for anything special to happen here. I want the nursery. We do have exactly 2 hallways, but I think the observatory is preferable. And the sail is pretty good. I didn't even look. What does it do? 1 key and 1. Okay. So if we get the kitchen, that could also save us a bunch of steps. Either are probably fine. We don't want the servants' quarters yet. The more of the house we can draft now, the less likely being cursed hurts us. And there's our first security door. Banking a lot on dinner helping us and also getting the kitchen if possible. The nursery might be a good enough reason to cut off this, because we don't need anything else up here. We have the throne room, we have the Red Prince crown, we have the scepter. We just need enough steps to get back here after we go back outside. So I think we will just take the nursery here. Give ourselves a bunch of steps, and then we can draft other bedrooms for more steps. We will go down. All of your bad. We will redraw with the crown. Oh, why are you facing the wrong way? That's fine, though. Yeah. Let's go. If we can get the study before we go out there, that's perfect, because then we have 7 gems we can spend trying to reroll. I don't think it's going to be that hard yet. The shrine, but you truly never know. We'll do that, because that opens the most doors if we need them. But I want to go draft these doors first. And yeah, we'll go up from the dining room. We clearly don't need those yet. We can put planetarium here, gives us another reroll. Yeah, I think that's gotta be enough. We'll open this door. Kennel's fine. But let's go out. If we get the shrine, then we are in good stead. The only other consideration is maybe we need the blueprints crown instead of the paper crown. I really don't want to contemplate that as a possibility, especially because we only have one chance left to get the antechamber today. Redraw. Shrine. I think it'll be okay. Yes, please curse me. For anyone who's curious, this is why we wanted to draft as much as we could before we got cursed, and it does. I forgot that it sets our steps to 13 when we pick it up. So that's why we didn't eat dinner yet. Because then, with enough things, we can still draft bedrooms to offset the curse. Because we have the nursery and the sleeping mask. Eat here. And grab the lunchbox. I think it's worth... Well, okay. The only bedrooms we have left are dead ends. Yeah, we only have dead end bedrooms left. So if we go up here, we're just trying to connect back to the foundation. And we have the three things that we said we thought we would need for the throne room. So I think let's just go to the throne room and then draft from the throne room if needed. And again, if this all doesn't work, then that's fine too. We still have other things we'll need to figure out, and I can wrap up stream. But I think we'll also, do we pass through a room with a clock? I think the rumpus room, the drawing room, almost for sure. Clock on the mantle. Okay. So we're heckin' far away from the sacred hour. It will be a long wait. No pressure on any viewers who want to go do other productive things with their lives while I try to waste my breath vamping, if this isn't enough. Because again, you might need to sit on the sacred hour, reclaim the crown. I don't know. We're gonna see if we can get... Unfortunately, the only things... The left door... It's the Great Hall that opens the left chamber. So we would need basically the Great Hall in this room and some door facing right in that room. Conveniently. Open the path. Cloister... Probably fine. Better than gymnasium. We don't need gems because we cheat. So Maid's Chamber will connect, and it will give us a good amount of steps to make up for what we lose. I don't want to risk redrawing here. Yeah, okay. So while we wait for the sacred hour, we're gonna go see if we can get the blueprints crown too. While we're here, we might as well buy the last food, the bacon and eggs. Because having it in our draft pool is probably going to hurt us less than running out of steps. And we are truly blessed by the good graces of the sneakers today, because I've seen it trigger in the corner far more than I ever would have dreamed. Okay, yeah, so if we can get the secret garden key, that's good enough. Yeah, I don't see anything there. We haven't drafted the breaker box, but I think security is a good first step, because if we can just turn down security, hopefully we don't get shafted by it today. Just checking the inventory, a bunch of coins. Those were from the spread. Low. Unlocked. Back. That's it. The weight room has a door, but we lose half of our steps. The door in the weight room, I think, is the bottom one. So I don't think it's worth yeah, I don't think it's worth losing half of our steps for the weight room that doesn't help us. So let's do the foyer, lose a key. Breaker box. Let's do the breaker box. Just to make sure that we don't get screwed by key cards. And we just turned off the gymnasium, so we can do this. But we only have 3 more chances to get something good. Servants' quarters gives us a bunch of keys. Adding another copy of the Great Hall could actually be helpful. Nine times 9 swapped is 18. 10 plus 8 swapped is 81, divided by 9 is 9. Times 2, 18. Swapped is 81. Did I do that wrong? 18 swapped, 81 divided by 9. Plus 2 swapped. Yeah, I did do that wrong. Discount. 5 swapped is 50. Nope, okay. 18, 11. Oh, you do it twice. I'm sorry. Do it twice. 5 plus 13 plus 13 is 31. I was hoping for the secret garden key as well, but don't always get what you want, as the song says. Can't always get what you want. Anyway. Please? The study is tempting, because it would give us rerolls down here, but I think we just need to either reroll to something that opens to the side, or reroll for the Great Hall. I think we'll do the courtyard, because it gives us the reroll and might give us a shovel. Yep. Not that that necessarily helps us, but yeah. One last shot. Nope. So we can go down to there. If we want. I don't know if we have that many steps. Workshop, I don't think it's going to help us any. It could give us the broken lever, but we don't have any rooms that need the broken lever. Whatever. Yeah. Now it's just waiting for the sacred hour, I guess. Does the nursery have a clock? Doesn't seem like it. I think this room should have a clock. I don't have the microscope, magnifying glass, whatever. So I can't read that. Kitchen doesn't seem to have a clock. It's got a pass scale. It's also a scale. So we'll just use this clock. Again, there's no guarantee that this will actually do anything. But we're gonna wait until 1 o'clock on this clock, so that's probably 6 minutes, 5 minutes from now. 1 hour in game is 7.5 minutes, and then it'll be so about a 10-minute wait if we're generous. I'll be streaming this again on Friday for sure next week. On Monday, I'll stream same time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be playing Luigi's Mansion, and on Thursday we'll be playing Age of Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, which comes out on Thursday. Look forward to that. The moment Rogue Core, Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core comes into early access, I'll be streaming it with my friends. I'm hoping they're doing another wave of alpha access keys next week. If I get into that as well, then we'll be streaming that. I don't know when I'm going to make more videos. Haven't set up a recording station in my room yet. I don't know if the echo is bad for you guys, but we'll see when I make another video is the short answer. Otherwise, Pokemon Legends Zeta A, I got the shiny charm today, and I've already caught a shiny Totodile and a shiny Chikorita, which was pretty fun. I almost forgot to stream again today because I was playing Pokemon. I think it's a really fun game. I don't know where it falls on the good to bad game scale. It's still a cop-out by Game Freak in many ways, but it's certainly a lot of fun, and I very much enjoy playing it. Resident Evil 4 Remake, I played a good amount more since streaming it. It's truly one of the best games ever made in terms of like audio design, character design, graphics, gameplay. It's so chunky, the gameplay. You walk around very poorly as a fumbly, stumbly human being, and it's difficult to run around big guys, and it's really well done. I was genuinely scared again, though, because I've been pretty chill ever since overcoming the initial fear. But, you know, being locked in the freezer with the mutated tail monster guy was genuinely, I had to take a lap because I was so scared from dying to him over and over again. But yeah, that's been good. I'm looking forward to finishing that. Let's see. If you haven't played Ball X Pit, and you like Vampire Survivors, it's truly phenomenal. It's so much fun to play. It's just like a mindless 15-minute throwaway run. And it's got a lot of depth to it. Like, look it up, it's pretty cheap. I think it might still be on sale from launching. But if you like the blending of objects and the very, very, very wide selection of replayable options, it's quite the treat. I've been enjoying that a lot in my spare time. What else? I guess because we did it at the beginning of the stream, I can pull it up now. We opened the last red letter, last stream, if you were here, we ended in front of a gate under the near the inner sanctum. We ended near a gate that had the treasure trove room in it. That's where we picked up the print for it, and it had the red letter label number 1. Since it's hard to read, I'm going to read it for you. May 8th, dear Baron Sinclair. Begin, my name is Worth Laud, which I don't think is a real name, but might be. Who knows? I haven't encountered it. My father used to work for your father, the Right Honorable Baron Thomas Sinclair, between the years of 1915 and 1918. The former having died last month at the advanced old age of 89, may he sleep in soot and ash. He left behind his widow, 7 children, and 30-odd grandchildren. I write to you today, however, not to inform you of these family affairs of little consequence, but to tell you a little bit about my father. He lived his life towering above us in solemn silence, like many members of his and your father's generations. He never spoke of the work he did in the mountains of Reddington, or the famous estate in which he was stationed. He never spoke of the Baron, not once. I tell you, it is only to relate that he never betrayed his confidence, the confidence your father placed in him. The secrets he kept for your family, he took with him underground. His elderly comrades and colleagues from his old mining outfit proved, however, to be not nearly as discreet and considered with their words. During the wake, fueled by a seemingly endless supply of spirits, these venerable gentlemen embarked on a journey down memory lane, counting as much of the good old days as they could dredge up. While such reminiscences might typically be dismissed as the fanciful ramblings of age, the volume and specificity of their accounts lend a certain credence to their words. Now, I am not a presumptuous man. I don't presume these stories to be true. I don't presume your house is host to secrets of this magnitude, yet I find myself irresistibly drawn to the idea of sharing these tales, true or not. They seem, after all, stories worthy of being heard. I wonder if my current abundance of idle time fuels this urge. Perhaps I have too much time on my hands. Perhaps if one were to engage me in some worthwhile and profitable enterprise, my eagerness to pass the time by telling stories would be curbed. I eagerly await a response from your lordship, Mr. Worth Laud. And we also had this note added to it. We're not blind to the irony of blackmailing you for a blackmail letter. I'm not proud to join the endless procession of those who have knocked on your mailbox looking for a handout, particularly so when our methods lack the refined sophistication and class that this author so effortlessly wields. So Danny Ravane wrote this note. When he stole the red letters, and the Baron Sinclair was blackmailed more than once for the knowledge of what is underneath. I didn't take a screenshot of what was underneath, but behind a black Orindian sigil window, there is the original castle of Orindia, which was quite the revelation. Hopefully we get to go down there at some point. That would be pretty neat, to say the least. But for now, we don't have a way to do so. So just for people who joined the stream late, we still have one weirdo who is left-handed instead of right for the symmetry. And again, there's always the chance that it is the blueprint's crown, because it says reclaim the crown, not the throne. And so I'm afraid it might need the crown instead of just the other objects, the blueprint's crown. Anyway. So yeah. We're gonna stick here for another, I don't know, 5 minutes, just in case the sacred hour passes. And then we'll end the day, and I'm gonna probably go to sleep. So we still have other things to test in this room. We need to see if we have the blueprint's crown instead of the paper crown. I guess we will go try to return the paper crown to the coat check before we end the day. And I think I am gonna let the royal scepter fade and see if it just comes up in the treasure trove, having opened the trunk once. The other reason that I think the Sacred Hour is relevant. Trying to pull up the clock tower note. You find this in the clock tower. It says sacred on it. If you read the first lines here. Southward I see a swan, ashen like the sands of the shore, carried by westerly winds, rogue like the moon of the north. Eastward I see a crow, dark are the days coming forth. Ordinal rather than forth proceeding. But it has the little Orindian logo. And so Sacred Hour is 1:30. That's been part of a couple of puzzles. And yeah. I don't know if southward see a swan carried by westerly winds. Eastward I see a crow. Dark are the days coming forth. Yeah. I don't know. Reclaim the crown. Our scepter is black. I mean, there's a chance it needs to be red. There's always a chance. Because, you know, the shields are red. Because again, this is what we're basing it off of. This picture. Oh, are you not going to let me slide this over? That's a shame. So you can see that he has the paper crown on, he has a scepter, and he has what looks like the cursed idol, cursed effigy. Because it's a little bird thing with wings. I can't see the sword here, the dagger in its hand. It's possible it's not the cursed effigy, but it looks close enough that I am willing to bet that it is. That's my current wager at the very least. So, there aren't the two suits of armor here. And these guys don't have little plumes coming out of the heads. So there's also the chance that the throne room isn't where we need to be. That seems unlikely given, you know, the trailing carpet and the scene itself. But, yeah. So we'll have to try this again next week with the actual blueprints crown. And then if that doesn't work, perhaps we try to go out in... Okay. If it's reclaim the crown, then maybe we want the scepter to be on blue with the blueprints crown in here. That might have, yeah, I don't know. Because it was red. We're not making it black. We don't have black gems to inlay into the crown. So I think that might be... That's a possibility, to say the least. Okay. Get this back to normal zoom. Hide this. Yeah, certainly we have vamped long enough that time has passed the sacred hour. Take a look just to see. This is also the way out, or a way out, so we'll take this. Yeah, way past the sacred hour. So let's go back. Put the red prints, the paper crown back. And then, why the heck not? We'll go out to the tunnel again and just see. We'll certainly have enough steps for that, right? With the chair or with the sneakers, obviously we will. And then last but not least, we can go end the day in the planetarium. Paper crown. I mean, while we're there, I don't know whether having the idol featured in the effigy featured in the story, the Curse of Blackbridge in the Blackbridge Grotto, will do anything. That would be spicy if it did. It'd be cool if we could rotate it to look at it in case there's something like written on it that is necessary. We're just gonna... Yeah, there's no reason for them to make the person blackmailing them an admin, but just figured I'd check. Oh, I guess it'd be law to W rather than worth laud. Anyway. And yes, we put the paper crown away, so it kind of defeats the purpose anyway, but... Again, shoes, 10 out of 10. Great for when you're trying to traverse the grounds. Yeah. Cool. Cool. So, I think we're going to try the blue crown theory if we're trying to reclaim it. Blue scepter, blue crown, and try that next stream. Because the crown is already blue. It's the Orindian throne room. Yeah. I think that seems, since it says, again, on the throne room itself, it says reclaim the crown, not the throne, and not the kingdom, just the crown. Try that. But yeah, good stuff, to say the least. Productive day. So again, just to reiterate, I'll be streaming Blueprints again on Friday next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're interested in catching up, feel free to subscribe and enable notifications, because that's the best way to catch if I'm going to go live, because I don't always put it on the schedule in advance. Monday, I'll be playing Luigi's Mansion, which got added to the Nintendo Switch 2 GameCube emulator. And then Thursday, I'll be playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment when it comes out. If you're a fan of the Warriors games, I'm a big fan, and I'm very excited to play a Warriors game in 60 frames per second on the Switch. So yeah, thank you as always for watching. I hope your weekend is great. I hope that if you have Halloween plans, that they go well, if they haven't already gone well. And I hope that you have a good night's sleep tonight, as I certainly hope to myself. Thank you again for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed, and as always, bye-bye!